To Champ Week, presented by Principal, and welcome to Las Vegas. Tonight at the Orleans Arena, we crown a champion again in the West Coast Conference, and once again, it will either be Gonzaga or St. Mary's. These two teams have combined to win 11 consecutive titles, and St. Mary's last year pulled off arguably the upset of Champ Week when they beat Gonzaga in the title game. Gonzaga had to survive a very difficult test from San Francisco last night, and Jordan Ford hit a floater with about 2 seconds to go to beat BYU. That's how we arrive at tonight's game. Bob Wischusen here with Dick Vitale, and Sean Farnham will join us in just a moment. We're used to seeing these two teams, it seems, every year in this game. And yet this year, maybe more than most, a real clash of styles.
Real clash of styles. When you talk about this game, it's going to come down to tempo. If the tempo is fast, that's a big advantage for Gonzaga. If it's a half-court game and they can really slow them down like they did to BYU and won that game 51-50, they'll have a great chance. Just remember last year, they lost by 48 points. Hear that number? 48 points St. Mary's lost by to Gonzaga. Came back and beat them in the championship here, 60-47. That's a 61-point turnaround.
That's amazing.
Wow.
And a big reason why, Sean, of course, it always seems to be Jordan Ford.
Yeah, Jordan Ford has been phenomenal since he's arrived in Las Vegas, and really all season long for St. Mary's. There's not many players in college basketball that single-handedly can take over a game and win it, let alone do it in back-to-back games. This turnaround, double overtime, 42 points career high in 50 minutes played, and then comes back in the semifinals last night. As you mentioned, Bob, under 2 seconds left to go. 8, stop on a dime, finish, boom, game winner for Jordan Ford. It is March. He took to Twitter after the game and said, March is fun. It's players like Jordan Ford that make this month and this week so memorable for so many. And Dick, I think you'd agree, there is no better month than March.
Oh, absolutely. March Madness is the greatest time of all. 41 years I've been sitting here, Sean, and it doesn't get any better, man. It gets better and better every year, the intensity, the emotion. Jordan Ford, I'd say it's fun time, too, if I had his ability. All right, here we go. Is it going to be tempo? Can they get him up and down the floor to Zags? Or will it be that half-court patience? Take that shot clock, run it down. High percentage shot, getting in Ford's hands.
Well, that's Kuzi and Ford in the backcourt. Tonight's starting lineups are brought to you by T. Rowe Price, and Malik Fitz has to be much better than he was last night. And the starting lineup, again, brought to you by T. Rowe Price for Gonzaga. And Corey Kispert, really an X-factor player that also didn't have a great game last night, but can always flip the switch as Ayayi's runner won't go.
I think Petrusev also on the inside. Petrusev has got to be able to step up. He didn't step up in that second half as the player of the year, especially when they lost the kid Lowe. There's that patience, man. They don't want to go up and down.
Tanner Krebs was scoreless last night. Here with the left hand, remains scoreless in this championship of the West Coast Conference Tournament as he pulled the string. And here's Petrusev.
They want to pound it inside. Size advantage.
The West Coast Conference Player of the Year scores the game's first points.
Well, Petrusev becomes really big here because they don't have really a lot of matchup for him on the inside. He rotated and double up on him and leaves people open, and they got guys that can stroke it.
0-2 tries to play catch with Malik Fitz, almost stolen by Ayayi. 5 to shoot. Malik Fitz bounces it to Jordan Ford. He's going to have to force one up. Lost it. Kispert with a takeaway.
They want to get that ball up the court.
Killian Tilly hits a triple.
He had a good game yesterday, Bob. He had a good game yesterday. He has a good one here. He can win that MVP if they win. On the other side, certainly Ford, if they win, most likely be the MVP.
A couple of years ago, Killian Tilly was the MVP of the West Coast Conference Championship.
Now you'd be MVP too if you make 13 in a row from the three.
Well, Randy Bennett didn't really hide what the game plan was going to be, right, when he spoke to you earlier today?
He said one word, Dick: tempo, tempo, tempo. He said, we got to keep them from running. You know, they beat him earlier this year, 90-60, trying to speed up the tempo with a little full-court trap. Gonzaga well coached, so is St. Mary's.
Forward down the lane. A floater is good. That gets St. Mary's on the board.
He's got that scorer's mentality, man. As Sean said, this guy's a born scorer. He's got a lot of ability, very similar to Patty Mills. Not as strong physically.
Ayayi will go to the free throw line.
How big was Ayayi? He was so valuable at the end of the game. Made a couple of big drives to the basket, a floater. Then he went to the free throw line. He was a star at the end of that game, Bob.
He had 14. He scored 12 the last time these two teams met to close out the regular season. And before Mark Few took over at Gonzaga, 2 trips to the NCAA tournament in their school history. Since he has taken over, they've only gone 20 times in 20 years. Wow. Pretty good streak.
He may get a new contract. I think he's got a chance. Coach Bunsen did a good job before he arrived, but I'm telling you, what Mark Few's done is Hall of Fame recognition.
The easiest job in America would be being Mark Few's agent. Right? What leverage must you have when you walk in to get him a new deal?
He's been wanted by a lot of schools, but doesn't want to leave. He's got a home there.
Don't mess with Happy.
Exactly. Jimmy V's comment, don't mess with Happy.
Kuzi off the back rim.
Kuzi was stepping away before he let that ball basically go. He stepped away.
Floater. Does not get the roll. Gets his own miss. Misses from point blank range a second time.
A little frustration right there by Kispert. He's a tough, tenacious player.
Ford, a step back. Comes up short.
Rotate different people on Ford. Kispert was right there with him. Ayayi will get him, so Gilder will get him.
Woolridge tried to go coast to coast. Kuzi's got the rebound.
That's not Bob Cousy now.
Not the same size.
I tell you what, change the direction like Kuz.
And he draws the foul.
Talking about a guy who could handle the rock band, number 14, when he played with the Celtics way before your mom had a gleam in her eye, before you arrived in the Kuzi era.
Well, Kuzi will sit down. Mr. Zorix comes on for the first time for the Gales.
You know, the Gales, Randy Bennett, 19th year there. Unbelievable, 7 NCAA trips. Coach of the Year 3 times. He signed a contract to 2027. Pretty good deal.
Also, don't mess with Happy.
Exactly. He loves it there.
The league fits. He was 2 for 13 from the field last night. That will be a great sign for St. Mary's if he gets off to a good start.
Well, that's Fitz now. He's 1 for 2, I believe, in this game. The big 3. One thing around here, Gonzaga gets everybody's best hit. Woolridge really had a strong first half in the game yesterday, 14 halftime.
Admon Gilder is on for the first time as well. Woolridge goes backdoor, 3 seconds to shoot. Petrusev comes up short, but is fouled by Fotu. Dan Fotu fouled out last night, so Randy Bennett wants to keep him on the floor tonight. That is his first. It's a 2-point lead for Gonzaga. ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Principal Financial Group. Start today at Principal.com. And Xfinity Mobile, the most reliable wireless network with more flexible data. Welcome back to Las Vegas. Bob Wischusen alongside Dick Vitale. Sean Farnham with us as well. It's the West Coast Conference Championship game. And Gonzaga up by 2 in a league that they have generally dominated. And you dominate leagues when you put up national numbers, the likes of this. They are about as efficient an offensive team as there is in the sport.
They share the ball so well. You take a look at the numbers. 87.5 leads the nation in scoring. Second in the nation in field goal percentage. Rebound margin, +9, fourth. And look at the assist totals. They share the basketball. Very unselfish. Their efficiency is unbelievable. Kenny Palm has a field day with their efficient numbers. That's Petrusev on the free throw line.
And they've won this league's regular season title 18 out of the last 20 years.
That's pretty good.
Pretty good. But normally we've talked about this conference tournament for Mark Few as kind of being the Gonzaga Invitational. It was not that way this year, right? There's some depth of quality, and 3 teams really no-brainers to go to the NCAA tournament in the WCC. That's not what we're used to.
No. See, always the situation where St. Mary's was fighting to win the championship to get that bid. Today, they're in the NCAA tournament, no doubt about it. But they like to win that championship, pride factor, and to beat the number 2 team in America.
Krebs throws it out to midcourt. That'll be a backcourt violation.
Got to execute better than that if you want to win. Played them tough. 86-76 at the Kennel after they blew them out 90-60 up there in California.
All right, Jason, thanks very much. Bob Wischusen here with Dick Vitale and Sean Farnham. Orleans Arena, the yearly site of the West Coast Conference Championship. And this is the title game between Gonzaga and St. Mary's. The last 11 West Coast Conference tournaments have been won by one of these 2 schools. Gonzaga with 8, St. Mary's with 3. Last year, the Gales pulled off arguably the upset of Champ Week when they had this very upset occur. They took out the Zags, and if Malik Fitz shoots it like that, they've got a chance tonight.
Well, he's knocked down 2 threes already. The game is going to be dictated by tempo. They want to play at a fast-paced Gonzaga. That's why they lead the nation at 87. On the other side, you got St. Mary's. They want to play ball control basketball, shot selection. They demonstrated that last night and beating an outstanding BYU team 51-50. And they got a superstar you're going to love in Jordan Ford.
Offensive rebound for the West Coast Conference Player of the Year, Philip Petrucia, and he is fouled on the floor.
Petrucia has had certainly a really solid year to be Player of the Year in the conference. He's really increased, obviously, his minutes last year. You had Hachimura, you had Clark, you had Norville, you had Perkins. I mean, this team is not as explosive as that team, but that team was special, and that team got beat here, and then they went to the Elite Eight and got beat by Texas Tech.
Kispert straight away. He is
got
fouled, and he will shoot 3.
He got hit, no doubt about that.
So Alex Dukas, the freshman, makes a freshman mistake. Fouls the 3-point shooter. Again, Bob Wischusen here with Dick Vitale. Sean Farnham will join us in just a moment as well. How surprised are you that Gonzaga is this good considering what they lost from last year?
I'm very surprised that they had these kind of numbers, and so was Mark Few. He told me on the phone, there's no way I was dreaming about 30 wins. Think about this. 4 consecutive years, they have won 30 games or more. No one else in college basketball Division I has done that this year currently. Unreal. 4 30-game win seasons. That is an amazing achievement. What about this achievement? 23 consecutive years in the final game. What about this one? Since 2009, 25-3 in this tournament, and the only 3 losses were handed to them by the team with the basketball, St. Mary's.
And one of those we were here to call last year, and that was, as I said, maybe the upset of Champ Week. As last year, St. Mary's was a bubble team at best. They were not a lock to make the NCAA tournament, and they took down the Zags in the championship game. 8 to shoot here as Zorix goes to work. Picks up his dribble at the free throw line and takes a wild shot. Offensive rebound, shot clock winding down. A steal by Gilder before the violation. Ayayi cruises in with the left hand. He can't get that to go. Offensive rebound and the stick back by Petrucia.
Petrucia is really going to have a field day, I think, in this game. I don't think it can match up with him on the interior.
Ford is pass blocked by Ryan Woolridge.
Run, baby, run. That's their game. The Zags want to get up and down that floor.
Jeb in the post.
Smart play. They want to go one-on-one with him.
Here's the double. He knifes his way through it and commits an offensive foul.
Got him with a hook on the arm. I will say this. If Petrucia does the right thing for him as a player, because he definitely needs another year in college to learn how to face a little bit more of the basket and really add to his repertoire, they're going to be my preseason number 1. I'll tell you that right now, with what they got coming in next year, they got a guard rated in the top 5 in the nation, the highest rated player they will ever have at Gonzaga thus far. Jalen Suggs from out of Minneapolis. Tremendous talent. Bobby and Carney has him in the top 5 in the nation. Then they got a kid Watson, who was injured with a shoulder injury, 6'8", who can flat out play.
Fitz, a running one-hander across the lane. A good start for Malik Fitz. He was 2 of 13 from the field last night, but 3 of his first 4 tonight.
Yeah, Fitz is doing all he can to keep them in a basketball game here.
Drew Timme is a freshman. His jump hook goes home.
What did I tell you yesterday? I told you yesterday, Robert, and I told the nation, Timme is going to be a star. Not a good player. When do you see his development next year? Get a little more physical, stronger. He'll get a lot more minutes. He's averaging 9.6 a game. They got 6 other guys averaging double figures. How's that for balance? Here's Jordan Ford. 42 points in that game. It was an unbelievable performance against Pacific.
Ford from the baseline. Loose ball. Scramble for it. It's on the floor. And it looks like, is it a held ball or a foul has been called on Admon Gilder? It looks like Gilder is going to get tagged with a foul, so it will be St. Mary's ball when we come back. Well, we were hoping for a rematch of last year's championship game if it provides the kind of drama that we have seen between these two teams in the past. We'll revisit Jordan Ford hoisting the trophy last year when we come back. This season of what was a very dramatic surprise upset last year here at the Orleans Arena, when St. Mary's got a tremendous game from Jordan Ford and won by 13 over the number 1 seed Gonzaga and hoisted the hardware, winning the West Coast Conference Tournament Championship game. As we bring you tonight's Need to Know, brought to you by Principal. And when these two teams get together, you know, Randy Bennett wants to control the tempo. It's the 10th time they have met in this championship game. 3 times with Randy Bennett on the sideline, the Gales have been able to win the title game.
Tell you one thing, tempo is so important. You can't emphasize that enough. When you look at the style of play, and last night was a perfect example of that with their win over BYU, who's such an efficient offensive team. Kid Childs, a terrific player. The BYU hit 23
yeah, look,
last
Gildy
night.
Childs. Which team is harder to coach? The team that wants to slow the tempo down, or the team like Gonzaga that wants to speed things up and may not be able to as Fitz hits another 3?
I've been really trying to slow a club down. What about Fitz right here? I think it's very difficult to slow a club down, really. If they got talent, they jump to a lead, and you got to play catch up. You run into major problems. That's why they lost 90-60 in that game earlier. You get behind, got to play catch-up. It's really tough.
Foul called on the drive by Ryan Woolridge. Sean Farnham with us as well. And Sean, you had your ears on that last timeout with Randy Bennett?
Yeah, Randy Bennett actually really pleased with how they're executing at the offensive end. The focus was how they're defending the post. They don't want to allow Petrushiev or Timme to turn to the baseline. They're going to bring help from the guard up top. And then they feel like they've really got to do a better job on the defensive glass. 4 offensive rebounds, leading to 6 second chance points already.
Oh, there is Timme with the left hand, so he gets it done in the post again.
I'm really impressed with him, Bob. I'm impressed with that kid. Spread the body really well, went to the basketball, didn't wait for the ball to come to him. He had good footwork down in that post. I just think there's no doubt, as I said yesterday. I spelled it out. Star. Proud of myself. S-T-A-R.
That was a triple word score for you. I agree.
Yeah. They control Somewhat Ford, man. They've controlled them.
Here's Ford for 3. Connects.
He must have hurt us. So try to control that baby. Played 50 minutes, as Sean said, in the game, and got 42 in this overtime game. Unbelievable. You know, we talk about the top 3 teams. Pacific's a good team this year. Pepperdine. I mean, there's some good clubs. You know, San Francisco. They played certainly Gonzaga right to the last 30 seconds.
Ford to the left hand. As he dribbles it out of harm's way.
This guy can go on a spurt. Look at the size they got on Ford right now.
Malik Fitz tries to cross over and spin on Tilly. Tilly stands his ground. 5 to shoot. Crossover for Ford. He's got Timme caught on a switch. Scoops one up and in.
Wow.
What a shot by Jordan Ford.
That's a big-time move. Play the game of horse. H-O-R-S-C. Trying to match that baby with the left hand going to the right. Incredible move. That's a scorer, baby.
Ilya Tilly off the front rim. That won't go. Drew Timme traveled after grabbing the offensive rebound.
Tell you one thing, Ford can get points in a bundle. He is a volume kind of scorer. There he is with the 3. He said, I'm more than a 3-point shooter. Look at that little scoop. The left hand right under Timme. Unbelievable play. That is a Magical play right there. They think he's got a lot of Patty Mills, and we've seen how Patty Mills has made a tremendous living in the NBA, good career. This guy's got to get an opportunity to do something.
He was number 2 in the West Coast Conference in scoring last season. This year he's number 1 at just shy of 22 points a game.
Changing all kinds of people on him. Got Gilder on him right now.
Gilder did a really good job in the last meeting between these two teams on 4.
Oh!
But Fitz can't be stopped here in the first half. Unconscious.
2 for 13 yesterday. I can't believe it. I'm telling you, he's played brilliantly here. What's he at, 4 for 5 now?
Part of an 8-0 run for St. Mary's. He's 5 for 6, 4 for 4 from 3.
See now, with that tempo they got, they make you play, use a lot of that shot clock. Score indicates, and score means a lot. Look at Fitz right there. That's a dramatic shot. But let me tell you, scoring dictates what's going to happen in terms of tempo.
Jock Perry with the rejection of the Woolridge drive.
That frustrates you a little bit. Take a look right here. He goes to the goal. Look at that size. That size is a difference maker for you.
We've got a technical foul call. You could see Perry follow Woolridge out of bounds. He had something to say, and it looks like he has been teed up. So David Hall calls an unsportsmanlike technical on Jock Perry.
Wow. Just to play so hard to get up the free throw line. Didn't have a good game yesterday. Randy Bennett working that sideline. There's done a lot of magic down there. They increased their schedule. That's why they were in good shape this year. They've improved their schedule. The rap was they play a lot of people in a pre-conference schedule.
Well, that was something I think Mark Few was not so subtly suggesting to some of the schools in the West Coast Conference, because I think Gonzaga is one of the teams that is probably known most for unbelievably aggressive scheduling in November and December. They travel anywhere and play anyone, and that wasn't always the case with some of the teams in their league.
Right. Want to improve your resume, man. You got to run play people if you can.
Absolutely, and the committee, as we see the floater from Admon Gilder, the committee rewards that if they see you going out playing quality opponents in the non-conference.
Well, they beat Wisconsin. They're only one of the tied for first place in the Big Ten. They beat Utah State, a team that beat San Diego State. They beat Arizona State, who had a strong year this year in the Pac-12. They beat Cal. They won 2 out of 3 versus BYU. I mean, that's impressive.
Karam almost went down for St. Mary's. Here's Woolridge. Oh, a little hesitation dribble and a finger roll.
Great change of speed. Change of speed made that happen for Woolridge. Had a strong first half. Oh, the Zag fans really like it, baby. And they come out and follow their team.
Perry finds the cutter. It's Jordan Ford, and he will shoot free throws when we come back. Gonzaga, the early 4-point lead. And Jordan Ford, Dick Vitale doing work here in the championship game.
Ford. Oh my God, look at that little left-hand flip like that. Oh, look at this. And then Mr. Woolridge says, watch this. Little change of direction. Goes right to the goal, gets the deuce, and the Zags really in a battle. My diaper dandy days have been over a long time ago, man. I'm ready to put on a diaper.
All right, I've rarely been less comfortable as we take a look at the New York Life ACC tournament. And North Carolina and Pitt both move on with relatively easy wins. That North Carolina-Syracuse game becomes pretty interesting. And Florida State, Virginia, Louisville, and Duke, the 1 through 4 seeds, await in the quarterfinals on Thursday. And how about the job Leonard Hamilton did this year with Florida?
Oh, absolutely. He's in the hunt for National Coach of the Year. I'm going to make my announcement in another 2 days, my National Coach of the Year and my National Player of the Year. I think it's a 2-man race when we talk Player of the Year. Obi Toppin and certainly Garza. To me, those guys are definitely head and shoulders right now with the kind of years they've had. And then Coach of the Year, you got to think about certainly the great job that Brian Dutcher did down at San Diego State. You got to think about, what about the job that Bill Self did with Kansas? And you got to think certainly of Leonard Hamilton. I mean, they were projected to be 6th in the ACC. They won their first ACC regular season title, and they had to beat some heavyweight teams in Louisville and certainly in Duke.
Sean Farnham.
Yeah, I was in the Gonzaga timeout, that last timeout. They're talking right now to their team about playing without Killian Tilly. He's got 2 personal fouls. He's going to be on the bench here for a substantial period of time. That takes away an additional shooter on the outside. Their concern right now is they don't feel like they're contesting the three-point shots and being there on the catch. That was the big point of emphasis defensively for the Zags.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Sean. They have not defended Fitz at all. That's been their dilemma.
Jordan Ford gets the big man caught in a switch and hits the step back.
He's just a big-time scorer, man. He's got that scorer's mentality. He's going to miss 2-3 shots. He's going to come back and shoot the ball.
Corey Kispert, nice little pocket pass. Slipped it through to Drew Timme.
I mean, am I overrating that kid? Every time I watch him do something, he moves well without the ball. He moves well posted inside. I think they're going to love him up in Spokane because he is going to be special. Take a look at Mr. Ford. He just shoots that fadeaway jumper. I mean, he's got a lot of Mr. Curry in him. He follows Curry. He emulates Curry. And there's Mr. Timme. Oh, is he going to get better and better and better?
Foul trouble for Killian Tilly. Bob Wischusen alongside Dick Vitale, Sean Farnham with us as well, and we'll see how long the first team All West Coast Conference forward sits for Mark Few with 2 fouls, and Gonzaga with the 1-point lead. Knocked out of bounds by Admon Gilder. Tanner Krebs comes back in. He'll replace the freshman Alex Dukas.
You know, Gonzaga had a real good win earlier in the year in the Bahamas. I was there for that. The Oregon game, beating a good Oregon team, 73-72 in overtime. That was really a special game for them.
Shot clock down to 8. Krebs down the lane. Picks up his dribble, fades away. Still can't buy a bucket. He was scoreless in the semifinals last night, and so far scoreless tonight.
He said, why do you got to remind people about that? Why do you got to remind people?
Well, I'm the bearer of bad news.
Drop it in the post. Oh, they had the post entry. Too late.
Instead, it's Kispert. Now Petrushev has it in the post. Jump hook. In, out, and right back in again.
He's got that nice little jump hook in the lane. But if he wants to get better to be ready for the NBA, he's got to expand his game and expand his range to be able to play facing up. He's not getting that little jump hook in the NBA.
And watching him last night against San Francisco, he would catch the ball at the foul line, and whoever was guarding him would back off by 5 or 6 feet and dare him to shoot just from 15 feet away.
That's why I say if he comes back to school next year, have a big year, they're going to be my preseason #1. I looked at all the players that are coming back.
And showed just a little bit of range.
They got a kid also, 6'10", redshirting, Omar Balbolo, and they say he's going to be really special. And Watson was playing a lot until he got hurt with shoulder injury, so he's only a freshman as well. I'm telling you, with Suggs coming in at the point, they say he is ready now to play at the big-time level.
Admon Gilder just picked up his 2nd foul, so now he's on the bench along with Tilly. Jordan Ford, spin move, floater, yes!
He's got such a variety of ways of scoring. I mean, he's got so many variety moves, even more than Baskin Robbins has in terms of their different
31 flavors. I knew you were going there.
Yeah, flavors. Come on.
I've got the Dick Vitale, the English dictionary in my head. Don't worry.
Speak a little Vitales.
That is a language
English
unto itself as Kispert, a little too strong. Offensive rebound by Dick Vitale's favorite player, Drew Timme.
Tell one thing, Kispert's having a tough time, but he's still battling.
Here's Timme with the spin move. Thought he was fouled.
Yeah, I thought he was fouled. He got hit early on. Little Ford pushing that ball up the court. You're talking about being in shape. As Sean said, he played 50 minutes in that game against Pacific.
He's the #1 minutes played player in college basketball. Pulls up at the elbow here and does it again.
Are you serious? Hey, call your friends up, man. We're seeing a show here by this young guy. We're seeing a special show.
Offensive foul, Petrushev. That's his 2nd foul. And both have been under St. Mary's basket.
I don't know about this foul here. Watch him. He's going to go in the post. He's going to want the ball down in the lane. He gets the ball in. Oh, that's the front play by Ford. Ford spinning in the lane. Man, he could score in such a variety of ways. It's unreal. Multi-talented. Look at this.
It's been the top two scorers and no one else so far for the Gales.
30 points between them. Fitz set the tone for them. Came out on fire.
A technical foul has been assessed to the head coach for Gonzaga.
Mark Few just got teed up.
He got teed up too? Oh, wow. They're giving out tees here, baby.
That'll be popular here in the Kennel South. So Mark Few's team got the benefit of maybe a touchy technical foul given by the officials to Jock Berry. And now Mark Few has evened things up as he picks up a technical foul. And St. Mary's with Ford at the free throw line opens up a 2-point lead.
What a great stroke he has. Really a terrific stroke. I hope he gets an opportunity to play in the NBA. So many times, you know, look at all these ratings, etc. There's a lot of guys. Well, they need this opportunity. Just need a chance.
What a move again by Jordan Ford.
Oh, man, I'm telling you. He's got an incredible multi-talented arsenal. He can score so many different ways. He's only a three-level scorer, a driver, mid-range, and a long-range. They got nobody can handle him. They got nobody can guard him, Bob. He's saying, come on, try to check me. You can't check me. That's what he said. I'm going to go right by you. And then he hangs, uses his body so well.
Last night, he sat for about a 5.5-minute stretch at the end of the first half against BYU. That was the longest consecutive minutes of rest that he was given the whole year. A chance for a three-point play for Ryan Woolridge.
Yeah, Woolridge certainly came up big last night for them in the first half.
The guards putting on a show here in the first half.
Oh, what a show. Look at that. I think about that balance and an agility. Incredible. And then we're going to see Mr. Woolridge says, I can also drive the basketball. Lays it on the glass. We got a good one, baby. Call your friends up.
That was very smooth by Kevin Nagandi. Yes, we are here in Las Vegas, the West Coast Conference Championship. Malik Fitz off to a great start, complimenting Jordan Ford. Dick Vitale.
Well, they got 34 points between them, and the team has 34. I mean, it's been a show right now by the F&F guys. F squared, man. They've been putting a show. Mr. Ford, you have a better idea? I don't think so. Mr. Ford has one. He can score in so many different ways. Wouldn't want to play against this guy in horse. Have no chance. I mean, this kid can flat out score. He really, they say, emulates, watches everything that Steph Curry does.
Sign of a good team, though. This St. Mary's group is a good team, is finding a way to win, almost ham and egging you when they have to. Last night, Jordan Ford had a terrible first half and didn't really get going offensively until about midway through the second half. And Malik Fitz last night had 9 points on 2 of 13 shooting, and yet they found a way to win that game without their two best scorers being nearly as effective as they've been this year.
And it'd be one heck of a team, and BYU's had a strong year this year. Mark Pope's done a terrific job with the Cougars.
Shot clock winding down for Jordan Ford. 5 to shoot, gives it up. Krebs might have to force one up. He'll drive it instead. Kuzi from the corner. There's a bucket from someone other than Malik Fitz or Jordan Ford.
Kuzi with a three as the shot clock was winding down. Andy Bennett's got his kids ready to play here, baby.
And Jordan Ford's been ready to play all night, Sean.
Yeah, he has been, and the recovery process from last night to tonight. I talked to Randy Bennett. I said, what makes this kid so special? He goes, it's the mental approach. It's what's between his ears. But besides that, even at walkthrough today, they chose certain sets that he wasn't going to be actively participating in to save his legs just a little bit more.
Try one thing right there, great move on the interior, tremendous footwork. Petrushev just really strong. Showway was player of the year in the conference. There he is. He's got playing time this year. See, that's what's going to happen to Timmy. He's going to get a lot more play. Oh, that was Timmy.
That was Timmy.
That was Timmy.
I thought you would recognize your favorite player of all time.
I just assumed it was Petrushev because he's on the bench. Mr. Timmy, my guy.
Well, you guys have such a special relationship. I'm surprised you didn't recognize him immediately.
Well, you got to have a turnover every once in a while. Even the greatest players have turnovers.
That's it. Well, the West Coast Conference all-freshman selection completes the three-point play, and we've got a three-point game.
I mean, I'm watching this kid, and I'm just marveling at his potential, his ability. I think he's going to get stronger physically. You can see he plays so hard.
Well, in a way, it says a lot if you're confusing him with the West Coast Conference Player of the Year. A run out for Ayayi off the miss. Tries to go coast to coast, and he finishes.
That's what they want to do, baby. Run, baby, run. The Zags want to get in transition. Ayayi was the difference maker last night near the end of the game. Really did a great job. Vince Grippi wrote about it in the Spokane paper, how he really played so well down the stretch. Made those 2 big baskets. I mean, he could go to the basket.
He was a difference maker last night, no question.
doubt about it.
Kuzi bobs, weaves, and goes to the free throw line.
I'm amazed with the speed and quickness he shows. Watch this. Ayayi. Oh, what a nice change. Lay it on the glass. That's their game. They want to go up and down. They want to go up and down. I think it's amazing they've won 30 games again this year because they lost so much from last year.
This week, our NBA Wednesday doubleheader tips off in Dallas. Luka, the Unicorn, and the Mavs hosting Joker and the Nuggets at 8 Eastern. Then Zion and the Pelicans will take on the Kings. Both of those teams trying to catch Memphis for the 8th spot in the West. Our coverage begins with Stephen A's pregame Sports Center at 7 on ESPN and the ESPN app. And Dick Vitale, your expert opinion. Do you think Zion Williamson is going to be able to survive in the NBA?
Oh, absolutely.
Think he's going to be all right?
Oh, I think he's going to be a superstar, beyond superstar.
He's already there.
He's already there. It's right. His cash just goes ding-a-ling-ding.
Look at Drew Timme!
Oh, Timme, man. My guy, Timme. You mean that guy doesn't start? He can start for 90% of the schools in America. He's finishing, though. I mean, he's saying, you take a little rest there, Phillip, and I'm going to do the job in the post for us. And, man, is he doing the job in the post. He's my new favorite player. Love him.
He scored over 3,100 points in high school, so he knows how to put the ball through the hoop.
Wow. He's going to score a lot down there at Gonzaga, I can tell you that.
He's already in double figures for the 16th time this season.
You know, I told you earlier why they would be my #1 team. I mean, if Petrusev comes back to school, you add him with Timme, and you bring in Watson, who really showed a lot of potential earlier in the year. The kid, Ball Omar, they speak so highly of his potential, blocking shots at 6'10". You got Suggs, you got Kispert. Are you kidding me? That team is going to be more than this special. They're going to be my preseason #1.
Forward for 3. That barely draws iron. Here comes Kispert.
Could be a little tired right there, a little fatigue on that shot. No legs.
Killian Tilly and Admon Gilder both back in the game playing with 2 fouls apiece, so we'll keep our eye on those two. Kispert uses the screen.
Got to switch inside. You got to find Tilly.
Ayayi down the lane. The floater, too strong. Offensive rebound. Drew Timme tried to keep it alive, and it's lost along the baseline by St. Mary's.
Look how hard Timmy's playing. He's got a little swag to him right now. He's saying, you know what? I think maybe I could be a star. Think he heard me? Think anybody told him I said that?
I think he's sensing the diaper dandy vibe that's in the building, yeah.
What a way. If you can't enjoy basketball this time of the year, there's something wrong. Get no heartbeat. I mean, are you kidding me? Some of these games.
Timme spins left and does it again.
My guy, Timme. Oh, baby. A star is being born here today. A star is being born. Timme and the Zag fans applaud. They love what they're seeing.
Under a minute to go in the half.
Now, Ford's got to answer.
Jordan Ford throws it away.
Little momentum going aside of the Zags.
I'm not sure if Drew Timme's parents know that Dick Vitale has filed adoption papers.
Wow.
But there's your guy.
Yes, sir.
Your adopted son.
My adopted son? I've always wanted a son. I got 2 beautiful daughters, though. Wouldn't trade him for anything.
Timme again. Shot fake. And the finish.
Timme, what are we seeing here? Kevin Nagande and all you guys in the studio, what are we seeing here? Is it just me? This guy has got unbelievable ability. He is having the game of his life for the championship game.
Timeout called by Randy Bennett as St. Mary's going to try and hold for one as the Zags have hung 42 on the board here in the first half to take a 4-point lead.
They thought, really, by getting Petrusev out, unbelievable, that we'd be in great shape. Not really. Look at that footwork. It's incredible. Man, a star is born. Yes, sir. Drew Timme.
Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, Sean Farnham, as we are getting together the initial meeting of the Drew Timme fan club. The chairman, Dick Vitale, keeping the minutes.
Wow, I'm going to tell you, he's just played brilliantly. There's no other way to put it, Bob. He has played brilliantly. So is this guy with the ball in his hands.
About a 1 second differential, so St. Mary's can hold for the final shot of the half.
Pace of the game is not exactly what they would like when you look at St. Mary's. From that standpoint, that edge goes to Gonzaga.
Ford crosses over, loses his balance, wants to call timeout, and gets the timeout granted with 3.3 on the game clock. Now, they turned off the shot clock, although there was 3 seconds on the shot clock. 3.3 on the game clock. I'm not sure if the shot clock isn't going to have to be turned back on and adjusted by the officials. I don't think that St. Mary's has the full 3.3 seconds to get this shot off. Well, the Big 12 championship, brought to you by Phillips 66.
You're playing out there
tomorrow. Yes, we've got a couple of games tomorrow night on ESPNU, and then the #1 overall seed, where the tournament to begin tomorrow, is Kansas. The #2 overall seed, according to Joe Lunardi, if the tournament were to begin tomorrow, might still be Baylor, as they're kind of in a back and forth with Gonzaga maybe for that #2 spot. And if those two teams get together in the championship game, that could shift how things shake out for the NCAA tournament.
I'm going to tell you one thing I like there in that Big 12. I know you're going to be down there with Holly and certainly with Fran. Do a great job, you people. But I'll tell you this, that Texas Tech game is big. Texas Tech has lost, 4 in a row?
It's like a playoff game almost.
It's a big game. But I think Texas Tech is going to be in a tournament no matter what because they got so many good wins. But I'm telling you, Texas may need that game.
Yep. If Texas loses that game, they may be on the outside looking in. And now you can see they've put 2 seconds up on the shot clock. I think that St. Mary's should have 3 seconds on the shot clock, or at least closer to it. We don't get tenths on the shot clock, so it's hard to say exactly where it falls between 2 and 3 seconds, but they're going to have to run a quick trigger play. It's into Fotu, and he gets a layup plus the foul.
What a nice play. What an unbelievable play. Special situation, great execution off it. Poor job defensively by Gonzaga. Lack of communication. You can't give the layup in there like that. Do a great job utilizing the screen. Nice little pass, too. He dropped that pass perfectly. This score right now tells me advantage Gonzaga.
Yep.
Because of the pace of the game.
Even though it's only a 1-point game.
Yeah.
And that will take us to halftime. With Gonzaga up by 1 in the West Coast Conference Championship game. What a first half from Malik Fitz and Jordan Ford. They combined for 34 of St. Mary's 41. That will be the challenge for Mark Few. And Gonzaga in the second half to try and slow that pair down if they can. But Randy Bennett, he's got a team that has a chance to maybe pull off another upset in this game this year. And he's standing by with Sean Farnham.
Make shots. Make tough shots. So they were good. We got to get better defensively. We got destroyed inside.
What concerns you most in particular about their post play?
We're letting it in too easy. We're not bringing help quick enough.
All right, thanks so much, Coach. Appreciate it. Bob, back to you.
All right, Sean, thanks very much. So it is halftime here in Las Vegas. A 1-point lead for Gonzaga over St. Mary's with the title on the line. Coming up after the break, Kevin Negandhi, Seth Greenberg, and LaFonso Ellis. They'll have the Audi halftime report. Stick around. Welcome back to Champ Week, presented by Principal. And welcome back to the West Coast Conference Championship game here in Las Vegas. Just about set for the start of the second half at Orleans Arena. Gonzaga and St. Mary's have shared the last 11 West Coast Conference tournament titles. Gonzaga has won 8. St. Mary's has won 3, including a big upset last year. What's in store for us the second half tonight? A 1-point game. Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, Sean Farnham. It's, I guess, the old story between these two teams. Last season, it was certainly a surprise. This is an even better St. Mary's team, it seems, this year. But The Zags have a secret weapon that you
Oh,
discovered.
my God. Hey, up and under. I wish I could demonstrate some of the moves.
No,
up
not
and
on me.
under.
No,
Come
easy,
on. Up
easy.
and under. He does.
Don't hurt me.
Oh, Drew, Timmy. I'm getting all good. My guy, Jeff Goodman, sends me a text. He said, "You're right. He's going to be a star. Watch him go to work here. Watch him. Look at that footwork. Look at that footwork." All right? Once he did it, why not do it twice? Use my left hand. Why not another time? Why not 3 times? And a little ball fake. Later, why not another time? Oh, man. What did he go, 7 for 8? I think he went 7 for 8.
You know your numbers. 15 points in the first half for Drew
Wow.
Timmy. He is in double figures for the 16th time this season. He only averages about 9.6 points per game.
Yeah, because look at the minutes. If you
And-
prorate him what he does minute-wise, it's unreal. He'll get his chance because next year he will be right in the spotlight with the Zags, who I'm telling you now are going to be my preseason number 1. I don't care what they're recruiting in Kentucky, what they're recruiting at Duke. When you look at what they got coming in, Jalen Suggs, number 5, Ball being Carter just sent me a text. He said he's the real deal. 6'3" point guard going to put there, who's the highest rated player the Zags have ever brought in. I'm telling you, things are looking great for the people down at the Kennel.
Well, for St. Mary's, they have a couple of stars in this game. That's the game track brought to you by Nissan. And Malik Fitz and Jordan Ford, they carried the Gales in the first half offensively. Can they do it again in the second half and give their team a legit chance to pull off the upset?
They've been a terrific tandem, there's no doubt. They had the first 34 points scored. I mean, the first 34 points. And that's not against Cupcake City. That's against the number 2 team in the country. Ford has such a variety of ways of scoring. I mean, Fitz came out on fire with 5 for 6, knocked down 3s right away. I'm telling you, we got ourselves a good one. Quality basketball is played here. Andy Katz, I met with him at halftime. He said, man, this conference has really improved. 3 teams. I cannot remember ever them having 3 teams go into the big dance before the tournament's even played. They had that.
Backdoor cut for Kispert. And that, I would think Sean Farnham is going to please Mark Few. He didn't seem to be overjoyed on his way to the locker room at halftime.
He wasn't, and in particular, it was about the defense. And they feel like they've really got to give different looks to Ford and Fitz. And they're going to try to trap the ball screens like they did at the end of the half, but they've got to do a better job denying and not allowing them to get the ball back, just like Fitz did right there.
And there goes Fitz to the goal. That time he missed, and it's tapped to Ayayi.
I'll tell you one thing, Sean. Have you ever seen a coach come off at halftime happy with a smile on their face? They're not happy until the game ends, and they got the W on their side.
Ayayi takes the bump, can't finish, but he will shoot a pair.
And that's what he did at the end of the game. Ayayi drove to the basket, made the floater, drove. The pace of the game definitely favors Gonzaga.
And Joel Ayayi, honorable mention All West Coast Conference this year. He's only a redshirt sophomore. International competition for France's under-19 national team this past summer. And so he's part of that star-studded group, Dick Vitale. That'll be coming back next year for Mark Few.
You know, Kispert, Ayayi, you talk about Suggs coming in, you talk about Watson, 6'8", a shoulder injury, had great potential, would have played a lot of minutes this year. And the kid they rave about is Omar Bolo, 6'10.5". They said the block shots. So I'm telling you, this team is, he said next year we're going to be really terrific. He said this year we've exceeded any thought or dream we had.
Bad cross-court decision made by Jordan Ford. Ayayi can't make them pay. That's a really good job getting back defensively by Alex Dukas, the freshman.
Yeah, Dukas did a tremendous job with hustle right there. Talk about defensive transition. Just a great job of getting back. Unbelievable. Took away a layup. That's just pure hustle. That's pure hustle. That's how you win games.
And it is a partisan crowd here. Most of the fans are Zags fans. They didn't like the call, but that was clearly the right call. And a really good play by Dukas.
They got fans that travel.
Fotu
He
misses the
hesitated.
layup.
Fotu should have taken right to the goal quickly. He hesitated again. He's been a good player for them this year.
Kispert feeds the post. Petrushev goes baseline, off the window.
Petrushev says, I got to play really well here. I got to let my guy Timmy take my spot inside that post. So the player of the year responds. He's got 2 fouls. Talking too much to the ref. He should just play. Just play.
Ford gets double teamed. Kuzi. Down to the corner. There's the freshman taking a shot at it. Dukas can't hit. Offensive rebound, Fotu. Kuzi left alone, back to the
should've
corner
shot
once
the
again,
ball.
passed up a wide open look.
Yeah, should have shot the ball. Never looked at the rim.
This time a spin move off the mark with the left hand.
He had an easy shot. 7-footer. I don't know if it would have win, but it was an easy shot for him. We have not seen the real Kispert in these 2 games we did here.
Killian Tilly. Offensive rebound, Ayayi tries again.
Ayayi, really, he's a mystery guy for them. We talk about the Tillys, we talk about Petrusev, we talk about Kispert, but Ayayi really stepping up. They told us that he's a key for that team. Number 2 in America, 30 wins, 4 years in a row, winning 30. Oh, Seth, you and I would have liked to win 30. We wouldn't be here working on TV. I'll tell you that.
I thought you liked me.
I do.
The Winthrop Eagles soar.
Do you like it like that? Cause I like it like that.
The Bradley Braves have won. Belmont wins its first OVC tournament. Utah State is winning a game.
Like that. Cause I like it like that.
We are right in the heart of Champ Week. We'll punch a ticket between St. Mary's and Gonzaga, but of course, these 2 teams, they know they're going to the NCAA tournament. There are plenty of teams on the list on the left, though, Dick Vitale, that knew they needed to win their championship game to get to the NCAA tournament, and that's what many of them did.
You know what, I could make a suggestion? I think the Mid-American Commission should all get together, all those guys and all those ladies who are in charge.
The mid-majors?
The mid-majors. And the mid-majors should get together and they should make a decision that we are going to honor the champion of our regular season, because that's really a true sign. So you don't have got teams like Northern Iowa, 26-5, I think their record is, and they're left out because they get upset in their tournament. Play the tournament, make an exciting event, and maybe the tournament champ could go on to the NIT. But the NCAA berth, to eliminate the great year and being denied to play, I let that team go to the NCAA tournament. That's just a suggestion. That's Dick Vitale giving you a little suggestion.
Can I be devil's advocate?
Okay, here we go.
What happens if there are then teams that know that they're in the NCAA tournament, and maybe you get some players to start to treat the conference tournament like they treat bowl games when they're going to the NFL draft, and maybe guys will sit out because now they realize, well, the conference tournament doesn't mean as much as it used to.
I don't think that'll happen. I really don't. I really don't. But, you know, it is a point. It's up to the coach to make sure.
Well, I think it matters to the players, as that's a big shot for Kuzi to hang a banner as well. And when you win your conference tournament, that is a championship. You hang the banner. But you always worry about that law of unintended consequences if you change the system. Although I do agree with you. The season-long barometer is a much better measure of success as Tilly gets the rejection.
Well, you won 26 games. Right. I mean, you're denied for some team that's under 500.
Kispert came up short. Here comes Malik Fitz the other way. It is a Gonzaga pace, and it's knocked out by Kispert.
No, we hear all these guys say, oh, the conference is so tough. Oh, really? You lady bed that you sleep in, you're in that conference. I believe if you can't be 500 in your conference, that's mediocre, man. And if you're below that, do you hear me, Archie Miller? You're below that, you shouldn't be in. I mean, he's worrying about Joe Lenardi and bracketology. Give me a break. Worry about getting your team over 500. I don't want to hear how tough a conference is. Indiana should be better than that, okay? So the bottom line is, I'm going to protect Joe Lenardi like crazy because I know how hard that guy works and I know how much he cares. And I think he deserves an apology from Sean Miller for that unbelievable statement saying about Sesame Street.
Archie Miller. We don't want to throw Sean under the bus any more than he has been already.
Did I say Sean?
Yeah.
I said Archie.
That's
Sean on my mind with Arizona. That's Archie. And I like Archie. I really do.
The double team near midcourt ends up with Fitz off the carom. Kuzi gets shut down in the lane. Now he needs some help. Shot clock at
3
2.
seconds.
Forces it up and gets it to go.
Did he get away with 3 seconds? I think he could have counted about 5 in that lane. Do we ever have any calls for 3 seconds anymore? When is the last time you saw a 3-second call?
Not on that trip. Tilly with the left hand. It rolls off the rim, but he will shoot 2.
Nice little pass right there. Petrusev made a real good pass into Tilly. Good high-low entry. Good execution. But watch this play. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, here we go.
Got to give it up to the little guy, though.
Yeah,
nice post
play.
moves.
Nice play. I like that play.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Hercules Tires. Ride on our strength. Visit HerculesTires.com. You know, it's a big game when Red Panda's in town.
Oh, she's
and
in
Dick
town.
Vitale. This is like half of college basketball's Mount Rushmore in my world. Bob Wischusen, along with Dickie V, Sean Farnham here as well. Now, we did touch on where Indiana stands along with the rest of this group. You mentioned that huge game that Texas plays against Texas Tech, the first game on Thursday in the Big 12 championship in Kansas City. Almost like a playoff game, it feels like, for Texas.
Well, they beat Texas. Beat them last time they played. I'll tell you, I think it's a big idea. Texas in the tournament. But Texas, I believe, needs that. Look at Richmond down there. First round. Richmond's had one heck of a year. I think they got 24 wins, yet they're left out. And they got teams in conferences under 500. Think about that. That's below the Mendoza line. Are you kidding me? If you can't be mediocre in your conference, they're going to reward them for greatness, but they're going to be rewarded because we played all these teams, quad one teams, etc. Well, you get opportunities. These other guys don't get chances. I mean, don't get me going on that.
I think we already did.
I realize they play tough teams. I know that.
Timeout called, and that's the last one for St. Mary's.
But I think you got to be able to at least go 500. Then I don't want to hear the cry, well, if they played them on neutral floor. Give me a break. Reward greatness. To me, you're great if you're going out and win 24, 25 games. Unreal.
So we'll keep an eye on how important the Jordan Ford saving the possession decision right there turns out to be, as St. Mary's is now out of timeouts the rest of the way, and there's 15 and a half minutes to go. But here's an opportunity for you to talk a little bit about your efforts again this year to try and fight pediatric cancer on behalf of the V Foundation.
Well, I appreciate that, Bob, because it really is something very dear to my wife and I and our family, my people that work for me in terms of do a great job. Mary Keneally, Janet Allen. There's our gala. What an array we have. You take a look right there. It's unbelievable. Mark Few's going to be honored. Stephen A. Smith, Bruce Arians. We're giving special awards out for Pat Williams and Jim Kelly, the great quarterback, because they're courageous guys who battle cancer and have battled it so courageously to inspire others. Mitch Albom, we're going to give a special award, a Hall of Fame journalist. His daughter lost her life to brain cancer, and we're going to give a $250,000 grant in her name. So anybody would like to come, it's going to sell out quickly. I will tell you that every year. Last year we raised $4.3 million at the gala. My goal this year is $5 million. And I'm telling you, you can help us. Just go to dickvitale.com. dickvitale.com. You can make a donation, or you can buy my latest merchandise, books, hats, whatever. And every dollar, basketballs I have, I autograph everything for you. And every dollar that I would make goes into the pot of my goal of $5 million. And you can also make a donation here.
I can't wait to be there again as Killian Tilly snatches it right out of the arms of Malik Fitz.
Well, you're going to be the MC at my house. We're going to party at my house the next day. Charge people $25,000 a person to come with all the celebrities.
I wouldn't say you're going to charge them $25,000 to be there and then announce that I'm going to be the MC.
We're going to have all the celebrities
That
there.
might be a letdown. Tapped around, Fotu knocks it out. It'll stay with Gonzaga.
Good defense right here. We just saw right there. Look at this right here. Chandler making him take a tough shot. Tough shot. Remember, he's got 2 fouls on him in that case, too. You underestimate yourself, my friend. You're very good at what you do. Very good at what you do.
There's the lob to Tilly. Backdoor. Perfectly executed.
Starting to get a little away from him now. They start playing that quicker pace, and catch up could be trouble.
And they're out of timeouts.
Yep. They don't have the pressure they had on them last year. Last year they had to win the game to get in the tournament, and they responded. But they played their controlled tempo in that game. They allowed that great explosive Gonzaga team 47 points.
5 to shoot. Fotu spins baseline. Tries to throw it down. Petrushev takes it away. He's got it. Falls to the deck. Calls timeout. It is granted. So Gonzaga saves a possession with a timeout called by the West Coast Conference Player of the Year.
You know, Fotu did everything right there except didn't get to score. He made a great baseline move. Look at the set play. Little back screen. Tilly with the easy layup. Play with those two fouls. Look at it, wide open. Are you kidding me? Give me the rock there. I'd make that layup. Give me the rock.
Well, Petrusev, he is in the top 5 finalists for the Kareem Abdul-Jabbar Award for the best center in college basketball. I just saw Killian Tilly. He's one of the 5 finalists for the Karl Malone Award for the best power forward in college basketball. Corey Kispert made it to the 5 finalist spot for the Julius Erving Award for the small forward of the year in college basketball. This is the only team that has 3 finalists of the last 5 remaining at their respective positions for the Player of the Year award at those positions. Says a lot about the balance that Mark Few has on this roster.
No, we haven't seen really the Corey Kispert that we know that he's capable of being. But I'll tell you this. The name Garza better be on that list for centers.
I think he will be.
I think he will be. I got a feeling Mr. Garza and Obi Toppin are going to be the guys battling for Player of the Year honors. They are in my mind.
Here is Kispert. Ayayi tries a 3. Got it.
Ayayi, he likes making big plays, man. Big shot. Here goes the lead. It's double digits.
It's the largest for Gonzaga.
See, now they can play a little faster pace right here. They've locked up Fitz a little bit here in this half. We got to get him some shots.
Kuzi gets shut down in the lane. Outlets to Jordan Ford. 10 to shoot.
Ford and certainly Fitz have not scored in this half, have they?
Ford floats, and he'll have a chance to go to the line to score.
He'll score right now. Ayayi with the big 3 on the other end of the last possession. Take a look right here. That's Ayayi. Squares his body, and the ball goes down. Oh, he loves it. Oh, he loves it. Why not? They get everybody's best hit. You know, everybody comes after them. That's when you have to show greatness. That's why you have to respect the great programs, the Kentuckys, the Dukes, those teams, Carolina for years, and they'll be back. Tell you one thing, you watch Carolina right now in the ACC tournament. I mean, it is not far-fetched to think that they can cause a lot of problems for people. They're playing well. Right,
look who's in the game.
Timmy. Hey, my man's back on the floor. He put on a show. That 6-7 minute spurt on how to play the post with footwork, ball fakes was just incredible.
You know, the word is he signed with an agent and entered the NBA draft at halftime. Off of your recommendation.
We don't need that. Keep those guys away.
All
Keep those agents away from these kids. We don't need them right now around.
Petrusev posts up. Size advantage on Fotu. Fotu knocks it away. Disrupts things with 7 to shoot. Ayayi with 4 on the timer. Step back 3. That's an air ball.
Well, you think over the years, the post players they've had, Karnowski. You think about the guys that have played in that post. Wow, Sabonis. What a year! What a year he's having in the NBA. He's unbelievable.
Jordan Ford handing one off to Kuzi. Ford and Fitz have only combined for a couple of points here in the second half after carrying their team in the first half. There is Fotu with the reverse.
Fotu with the reverse, but that was just great ball movement. That was a great execution, efficient play right there by St. Mary's. That's something Randy Bennett and his kid, players, staff work on. There's no doubt that's not just a shot. Watch this now. Moving the ball. Knows where his teammate is, right on the box inside. They score easy, get a layup. It's down to 6 now. One thing about this club, they reflect their coach. They're fighters. They're not going to just back away. In fact, last night it looked like BYU was ready. I think we had an 8 or 9 point lead. They just kept coming at him. And then finally, Mr. Ford, he had that better idea at the end with 2 seconds to go.
Petrusev fouled by Dan Fotu. That's the 3rd on Fotu.
And what a nice front court they could have next year, man. With Timmy and Petrusev comes back. They throw in Watson.
So Fotu's going to sit down with 3. That'll bring Jock Perry back in the game.
Perry gives him big size inside. Takes space, gives him a size. Right. Give him a blend to get some rebounds. Little defense.
Gilder off the window.
Tell you what, they got a number of guys that can score. We showed you early. They got 6 guys average double figures. 6 guys. I don't think there's another team in the country that has that. And the 7th guy, Timmy, averages 9.6. And the way he's going, you know what? I said they got 7 guys. When I used to teach math down in the elementary school, nice play.
Jock Perry lays it in.
You got 9.6.
When you taught math in elementary school, you made numbers up?
Well, 9.6, you got to round that off to 10. It's more than 0.5.
Well, it's not 10, though.
No, it's you round it off.
Got it.
You got to round it off. So to me, my Vitales, I got 7 double figures.
He's got 3.
I say Oh, wow. He's feeling it in this tournament, man. He's feeling it in this tournament.
His second triple pushes the lead back up to 9. Ford, floater, too strong. There's the rebound to Timmy.
Timmy's so active in this game.
Kispert wastes no time. A transition triple.
He's been waiting for that. He feels good now. Look at him. Look at the intensity, the emotion. These are the Gonzaga Zags that have been so efficient and lead the nation in scoring at 87 a game.
Spin move by Kuzi. One-handed attempt is blocked.
Here they go, baby. Run, baby, run.
Ayayi out to Gilder. Timmy walling off inside. Looks like he drew a foul.
Oh, they got momentum now.
And Gonzaga starting to impose their will on this game.
And they're imposing their talent. Their talent, their size. The Zag fans are all excited. They're enthused. There it is. Oh, man. He's loving it. Aye, man. And Mr. Kispert says, why not? I got to get one to go down. Nothing but Nile on MBN, baby. The Gonzaga Zags look to put some more gold.
And Corey Kispert had a little pep talk with the shooting hand. We're back with tonight's Mayhem Moment, brought to you by Allstate. Corey Kispert. It's been somewhat quiet in the semifinals and now the championship game of the West Coast Conference Tournament, but not now. An in-transition 3, and then Dick Vitale spent some quality time cheering up a shooting hand.
He likes what he said, yeah, about time you're going down. Oh, he's 0 for 4 in the first half, had a bad game yesterday, but he never started playing hard. He just battles and battles and battles.
And I thought the thing that Mark Hughes said about Corey Kispert, which was really interesting, he's just a rock-solid leader. Now, he's got a serious girlfriend, he's got plenty to do, and yet over the summer, when Admont Gilder arrived, when Ryan Woolridge arrived, and there is Kispert, that floater won't go. But he was the guy that took the grad transfers and spent some time with them and tried as quickly as possible to ingratiate them into everything that Gonzaga does.
Yeah, he said he got them all together. He really made it happen for them to get acclimated to Gonzaga basketball.
Mark Hughes said that was really one of the biggest X factors as to how this team has been this successful chemistry-wise this year, the time that Corey Kispert spent with the grad transfers.
Tell you one thing, Perry doesn't want to hear us talk about Kispert. Perry finally got on the board with a left-handed little jump hook in the lane, so let's give the kid some credit.
Well, he just committed a foul.
Why don't talk about the foul? Talk about the score he had.
Well, I'm the play-by-play guy, and he just committed a foul.
Hey,
so
I love his hairdo, man. Look at my man. He has a hairdo like me, man. You and I see, but look at that hairdo. I would look good with that, man.
4 fouls on Perry. So that puts the player of the year at the line. Filip Petrushev only shoots 66% at the stripe. And that one's in and out. After our game, stick around for SportsCenter. John Anderson and Kenny Mayne standing by with all the tickets punched and top moments so far from Champ Week, plus the night's best in the NBA. And what would it look like if Tom Brady came home to the Bay Area? Not Tampa Bay, the Bay Area. SportsCenter next here on ESPN and the ESPN app.
What do you do with Garoppolo? That's what I understand. Why is they're not happy with the young guy? I thought he was terrific.
He signed a huge contract and just got them, I believe, if memory serves, to a pretty big game back in February.
I know, that's what I don't understand. Why?
But there is some romance to the idea of Tom Brady ending his career in the stadium that he grew up watching his favorite team in. There's that famous picture of him in his mom's arms after the catch by Dwight Clark. He was at that game when Joe Montana hit Dwight Clark against the Cowboys in the back of the end zone.
And one thing, he looked a lot better in a Bucs uniform, I can tell you that, with Mr. Arians directing the show. Great receivers to throw to.
Malik Fitz back outside, 5 to shoot. And a throwaway by the freshman Alex Dukas.
Bad possession right there, really not a good possession. Little frustration. What does Fitz and Ford have in the second half thus far in the stat sheet?
2 points for Ford.
0
Fitz
for...
has not scored.
Yeah, there were 34 in the first half between them.
Tilly. Long rebound. Timmy goes down.
Timmy was calling a foul, I think.
And it looks like that is who the foul is going to be on. So these two star players have to find their rhythm again if St. Mary's, you would think, is going to mount a comeback.
Well, it's certainly a lot of time, and they're capable of putting points on the board quickly. Especially this guy with the rock in his hands. He's at 42. He's at 36 this year. Leads the league in scoring. This was on fire to start the game.
Fitz takes the bump, and he will go to the free throw line if he can get back up. He went down hard and landed right on the small of his back.
He went to the goal really hard.
Foul on Tilly. That's his 4th.
Okay, one thing the Zags talk about consistency. We talk about 23 straight years here in the finals. What about 21 straight trips to the NCAA tournament? 20 by Few, 1 by Munson before he took over. Unbelievable.
2 trips to the NCAA tournament for Gonzaga before Mark Few took over. And in 20 years, they haven't missed with him on the sideline.
You know, also it's been transfer you. Brandon Clark, Gino McRandall, you think about Matthews, you think about Williams, you think about Williams-Goss. I mean, it's unreal. Kyle Wilcher, originally from Kentucky. I mean, they've had their share, man. They've had their share.
Sean Farnham?
So often they talk about, can the WCC prepare Gonzaga for the NCAA tournament? You guys talk about a lot of great numbers. How about this one? They're the only program in the country to make 5 consecutive Sweet 16s. And I think that speaks to the depth of this conference that we've seen over the last couple of days. And they're one of only 3 conferences in the country to have multiple teams in the top 10 of the net rankings right now.
It's really impressive right there. Little two-man, they doubled up on Petrosa. He found the open cutter, Gilder, and got a layup.
Fitz with the floater and then commits the foul.
They're getting frustrated right now. You can see it. They're getting very frustrated. Played really well. Remember, they've battled now. They're going to play 3 games where Gonzaga's played 2.
And that first game went deep into the night in double overtime.
Right.
When against Pepperdine, Jordan Ford had 42 plus a wild heave to ice it at the end. Then they come back the next night, and it was a really difficult, physical, intense game against BYU. So you think they might be running out of some gas now?
Could be a little fatigue problem, but then Ross had 43 in that game.
Yep.
He wants to go.
Timmy with the left hand. He'll go to the line.
He's got that great first step. He knows where there's space and how to attack that space. They're going to have a nice combination inside next year, really. I can see why Mark's face lights up when I mentioned about next season.
That foul was on Jordan Ford. That's his 2nd.
What a tournament this guy's had. He has really blossomed. He's going to build himself with a lot of confidence from here. There's no future Hall of Famer. I don't think there's any doubt about it. And he's also a great humanitarian. That's why he won the John Wooden Award. That's given for your excellence on the sideline, but also as humanitarian. Doing things the right way. They've been rotating different people on Ford.
Fotu tries a three. That won't go.
They look totally in control right now, do they not?
Kispert
Gonzaga.
adds to the lead for the
Totally
Zags.
control. Yes, sir.
It's up to 15.
The women's team has been terrific this year. Top 11 in the country got upset here.
There's the energy guy, Corey Kispert, getting the crowd up.
Standing ovation, baby. There's all these Zag fans. They follow him wherever they go. I hope they follow Mr. Feud down to Iguala and help us raise a lot of money for cancer.
It looks like a foul was called on Admon Gilder, but Gonzaga with a 15-point lead. And Dick Vitale, this is an intense team. It seems like the energy is infectious all the way through the roster.
They love winning, man. They believe in it. And winning becomes contagious from one year to the next.